All the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What's up, Button Check family? Thank you guys for tuning in once again. We definitely got some buttons to be checked. That's obvious because it's the name of the show. I'm a little scatterbrained today, but what I'm trying to say is, as always, chapters links down below if you guys want to skip around to a certain subject and get straight to the point. But we got the hot clips, hot topics. We's about to get it all. It's Thursday, y'all. That much closer to the weekend, so we's about to get it. Let's go.
This is it! Maximum ninjutsu! Shall we dance? This is over! Maximum ninjutsu! Shall we dance? This is it! Maximum ninjutsu! Forfeit time!
Okay, now we're to them first set of buttons that need to be checked. This is a hot topic that's been popping off, I swear, like all week in the FGC. So much so that I think I'm actually gonna do two videos because it seems to break off in two subjects, but we're gonna cover this one first. Okay, so where I saw this one pop off, could be somewhere else, but this is just how I kind of, was brought into the story, was from none other than MenaRD. Y'all know Mena, right? So he posted this right here saying, being a competitor alone is not really the way. Too hard, and if you win, you gotta wait half a year for payment. It's time to change. Perfect Legend responds to that as well, saying, it's unfortunate that being a commentator is better and held in higher regard than being a world champion in this scene. Get camera time the whole event and can paint narratives however they see fit. Have a bad day in a tournament, commentators can make it worse and still get paid. I bet commentators don't wait too long to get paid after an event. I'm sure someone will chime in and be like, nuh-uh, and we barely get paid anything. And sure enough, he's right on the money because Sajam replies to that. Not sure if he saw PL's comment, but anyway, he picks it up right here saying, commentators often don't get paid on time. The most don't complain because they fear that they won't get asked back. It's a common issue, not just for players. I have outstanding invoices from over 2 years ago I've given up on. Yo, 2 years ago. Damascus sees this and responds as well, saying, I'm reading this tweet right now as I'm sending emails chasing events from over 6 months ago to get my money. Saban responds as well, saying, production doesn't get paid much, brother. This includes commentators. And then Mr. James Shen responds saying, nuh-uh, we barely get paid anything. Of course, playing off PL. Justin Wong responds to that as well. Then you got others going a little deeper right here saying, this is impossibly wrong. Please respect commentators who often work ungodly hours just to get shipped from desk to desk without warning, just to get paid in praise until they hit a subpar contract once a year. And then it seems to snowball from there. A lot of people are coming forward talking about the money that they're still owed from years ago, hoping, praying that they somehow still get paid. And I think a popular opinion, and a lot of people in the FGC are like, yo, you should get paid on time regardless, right? That's what should happen. Then I believe F-Word tweeted the same thing that James tweeted, and they kind of laughed about that. F-Word picks it up right here saying, it's hilarious how minted us commentators must all be. I only work my 9 to 5 for fun, to be honest, James. The 2 or 3 gigs I do a year commentating for Street Fighter are all I need to make ends meet. Oh, and I never have to wait for months for payment either, right? LOL. Then Rushdown actually comments on this as well, saying commentators are 100% more important to the quality of an event than players are. It is not debatable. The average spectator can't tell the difference between top 5 and top 50 players if you hide the names. Then others are like, I disagree right here, saying not sure if I agree, because if that was so, then all regions would have the same amount of viewers for their CPT events, and ranking events around the globe would have similar viewership. Maybe they can't tell the difference, but they all know the names, and names bring viewers. Mena responds to that as well, saying this is not true at all, but everyone is important at an event, including players that often get thrown under the bus like this. Then Marn brings up a godlike point right here. Check it out. He says, laugh out loud. So we're gonna hide names just to prove a point. Why don't we use auto-tune while we're at it? I'm sure more people go, oh shit, Daigo's at this tournament, than more people say, oh shit, Sajam's commentating. You bring your best commentators with no names, you're done. Rushdown responds back to that saying, I've watched way more Strive events because Sajam was commentating than I have because Marn was playing. Have a nice day. Then Marn loads that Twitter clip and cocks the tweet back and he says, yeah, no shit. No one cares about us. We're not good. I'm a has-been. You're a never-been. You're giving a dumb example. Oh, shit. Is everybody okay? Y'all okay? Okay, there's so many more good ones and I'll kind of post them on the screen as I end right here with Broski. He says, being a commentator is so easy. All you need is to have charisma at all times during a 5-hour broadcast, extensive game knowledge, understanding all your co-commentator patterns, on-demand anecdotes, statistics from previous matches, a willingness to work unpaid regularly. Okay, so obviously he was being sarcastic right there, but let's unpack this. So the first hand right now, I basically established that players and commentators are pretty much in the same boat, right? As far as like sacrificing so much, playing for hours, commentating for hours, have to be very skillful, in both elements, in both atmospheres, in both professions, and both y'all get paid very minute, and both y'all have to wait a long ass time to get paid. Which brings up a very serious question, and I want us to really answer this, and I'll say it after I bring up this next point. The second point right here is that what they were saying, I think, who was it? Right here, I believe it was Rushdown, where he made a second kind of argument saying commentators are 100% more important to the quality of the event, and that's not even debatable. And then a lot of people came out and said, no, that's not true. Some people are like, yo, people care more about Daigo being there than they do if Sajam's being there. I mean, what do y'all think about that? Real talk, when it comes to the quality of an event, are the viewers really looking for the quality of the players or the quality of the commentators? Now, obvious choice to say, well, we're looking for all of it, right? Why can't we have all of it? But I guess the debate here is, well, which one is more important at the end of the day? Now, here's what I think on that point. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments, man, because I think this is definitely a hot topic. And like I said, this is just my opinion, man. But I feel like when it comes to commentators and when it comes to pro players, I think as a viewer myself, I'm looking for the big names. I'm looking for those players that I look up to. I want to learn that tech. I want to see who's there. I want to see some godlike gameplay. Now, of course, from there, I want to see my favorite commentators, but of course, that just puts the cherry on the cake. If you have trash, I've been at events, and I'm not going to say any names. I ain't gonna say any names, but there's certain hype moments in FGC history that kind of seemed like they were shitted on a little bit because there were certain commentators at the time that were like annoying the shit out of the stream. And I remember this, and people were pissed off because of the way that they were constantly screaming in the mic or saying stupid shit. So I get that having a key commentator is super important to the quality of the event. You know what I'm saying? They're like a fine chef. Like they have all the ingredients in the tournament with the pro players and the setups and the sponsors and all that. And they just get over it and they just mix it all up together, put it in the pot, make it smell good. That's what commentators do. That's what at least a good commentator does. And the reason why I said that is because I have experience in that background, not as a commentator. I commentated a few tournaments, but it was really small shit. You know what I'm saying? Like locals and stuff like that. Nothing big. I'm not that commentator dude. But what I did do is I hosted a lot in stand-up comedy to pay my dues to move up to feature and then headliner. Like I hosted my ass off and I wanted to master that position to the point where people were like, yo, we want to make you our fucking permanent host, like forever at this club because we love the way you host. Because I always felt like if I was the MC, if I was on that mic and I was controlling the crowd and I was the first comic up, but then I was doing all the ads and introductions and tip your waiters and hostess, like I was the MC for the night, you know what I'm saying? If I could master that position, they would promote me. And actually that turned out to be one of my favorite positions. Like I love that shit. So that kind of relates to the whole commentator thing, you know what I'm saying? Because you're the face, you know what I'm saying? You are the voice and you're controlling the flow. So long story longer, I say all that because what I'm saying is I personally think, once again, let me know what you think. I think the big names come first. And after that, we need at least somebody decent on the ones and twos, you know what I'm saying? emceeing or AKA being the commentator. But once again, that's just me because like Rushdown said, he's in reverse. So I can only assume there's more people out there that feel the same way, that they're actually like, no, I actually look for the commentators first. And then, you know, that from there, I'll probably watch the stream and maybe I won't. But unlike players and commentators, when it came to stand-up comedy, we got our money on the spot. That was the good thing. If I performed that night, I got my money that night. They cut me a check and most times they would cash me out. How much is that check? All right, give me the check back, sign it over to me. Here's the cash, thank you for performing. That's what it was, and check this, that's how it should be. I don't understand, well, I'm not even gonna say because I'm not that naive, I've been around the business long enough. I do understand why businesses take so long to pay out because they gotta do all this shit. There's a process. But I will say this, the process for the most part is bullshit because it almost seems like when we have players and commentators, there would be none of this without us. And when I say us, I mean the community, you know what I'm saying, players and commentators. There would be none of this happening if it wasn't for the players and the commentators and like Saban was saying, you know, production and everybody. None of this would happen. Entry fees are getting paid. Somebody's getting paid that day. Things are happening, going across the board. Marketing, promotion is all happening, taking place at that very moment, that day, that weekend, however long the tournament is. And I only say that is because that all happens, but the people that are making it happen are not getting checks right here, obviously. We've heard this before, right? We've done stories on this in the beginning of Bud Check, like, you know, 3 years ago, but obviously it's gonna continue to happen, sadly, and the people that are pushing it, making it happen, are either getting paid months later or not at all. It almost makes me think like, is there a way to change this? Like, what if, I don't think this would happen because I think people would be too nervous that it might shut shit down for good, you know? Like, what if we did a strike to where commentators and players were like, oh, what big event's happening? Oh, okay, so you need me for that? Okay, guess what? Okay, well, I need to get paid that weekend. If I can get paid even that following week, I'll give you till Friday. You know, if you want to pay before that, like on a Monday, that's what's up. But here's my direct deposit. Maybe give me half now. You know what I'm saying? I've had that where somebody hired me for a host. I think I got paid $1,000. That's the most I ever got paid for hosting. It was actually fucking amazing. Anyway, it was at a casino, Choctaw, right? I got paid $500 up front. And then $500 when I went that weekend. It was dope. That was the best deal I've ever seen doing anything in the FGC. Is it possible, do you think, that if we all stood together and the next big event happened or whatever, and we stood our ground and said, we will not make this event happen for you. We will not turn this fucking crank that runs the machine unless you pay us properly at a proper time. 2 reasons why I think, my personal opinion, that it won't happen, because there's too many people in the FGC, kind of like the UFC, to where if somebody says no, somebody else gonna say yes. And they're either gonna do it for free or they're gonna do it for half or a third, simply for the clout. You know what I'm saying? And therefore that fucking event or whatever it is still gonna take place without the names. And also I think a reason why we probably won't see that, because people fear or think, what if we do that and then the fucking event fails and they don't do the event no more? You know what I'm saying? And then the FGC kind of slowly shuts down or goes backwards. Like right now, we want the FGC to grow, right? So as for now, what do y'all think? What do y'all think, man? For one, when it comes to commentators versus players, who are y'all looking for first? For two, do you think it would ever be possible that the FGC players and commentators could start getting treated differently and demand, you know, you don't have to be an asshole about it, but still demand you be treated fairly and get your fucking money, get paid, either on time or period. Like this shit all these testimonies that we always see, this shit is unacceptable. And there it is, Bud Check fam. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Definitely let me know how you feeling. I told you this was some buttons that needed to be checked. I can see this one going a few ways. This is, yeah. Thank you guys for the massive love. We will see you soon. Love you forever. Peace. Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Seriously, do you have my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Do you have my money? Where is it? You know, if you had the money, I'm right here. Do you have the money? Where's my money?